Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Learning Curve, where we dare to try and we learn to grow. Thank you for joining us on this journey, as every setback is a step forward to success. Okay. We're ready to start. Sadie and I have been here for over an hour just yapping.
Because we had banana bread.
Yeah, I was making banana bread, and we were waiting for it to get out of the oven before we started the show so that, no fires would happen or anything.
Definitely.
But this is my really good friend from high school, Sadie Hennings. Many of you probably know her. And she's joining us today to get a little bit about her story.
Yeah, we've known each other since like sixth grade math class.
Yeah, so Sadie is the reason I'm so good at math. Actually, Sadie is the reason I'm a business major.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But she definitely did help a lot, and I'm excited for you guys to get to know her. So we're actually going to switch things up a bit, and usually we start with best advice you ever got. But I would like to start with tell your story.
Oh, man. Okay, switching it up.
Yeah, because I think it would be a little bit better for them to know who you are before they know why you are.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's a lot to my life, but apparently there is once I start thinking about it. So I'll start with just high school. Sports have always been a big part of my life. I've always loved the competition and the friends made out of it. It's always just been so awesome to me. I think my sophomore year of high school is when I tore my shoulder.
Womp womp.
We'll get there. But yeah, I had a slap tear in my shoulder, so I eventually had 4 anchors and 4 ties put in. Sarah would occasionally use my sling as a pillow to take naps in class.
Listen. I think the class that you're referencing was study hall.
No, it was a science class. Homeroom, maybe?
It was probably homeroom. Or it was environmental science. I think we were environmental science.
Yeah, probably that.
Anyway, high school is a blur for me. I did a lot of sleeping. I was in wrestling and I got 20 pounds. So
yeah, so to go back to the math thing, Sarah would sleep during class, and I would take notes for her.
My family's gonna be like, this is why Sarah got straight A's.
And there was one trimester that we didn't have math class together, and I would just get notes from Sarah in the hallway saying, "Why aren't we in math class?" and "I miss you" in math class.
So I was in English, which was the class right next to math.
Realistically, you just had to be awake.
Yeah, I had to be awake for class. But Christian, you know what? Christian Ryan was in my math class.
Smart
and
dude.
yeah, that dude, he knew what he was doing, and he actually taught me. So some things I learned. I learned some math in high school.
Yeah, I did teacher.
No.
I didn't need to take statistics with you, but I ended up doing it because you wanted someone.
Yeah, we took it with Jeremy Fry.
Yeah. That was
a terrible class.
The videos we had to take with all of our stuff.
We had to record ourselves, take a test, and we had to take a video of our space.
Yeah,
even though
we had to go 360 all around, make sure we're not cheating.
I swear we could use notes though. We could have one sheet of notes.
There was one test.
Oh, maybe it was our
there was
final. I think it was.
There was a couple tests, I think, where he let us use notes because we really wanted to use notes. But
because we needed to, actually.
Yeah.
Basically, this was a college level course that was taken outside of high school, but it was during high school hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But anyway, I had a slap tear in my shoulder, so I was out for sports for a while. And fast forward a couple years, I ended up joining the Iowa Army National Guard. After graduation, I went to basic/AIT altogether OSUT, and I was gone for 14 weeks, 16 weeks, something of that nature. And then I came to school at UNI in winter of 2023, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you joined after I was already here.
Yep. I was a semester behind.
Yeah.
I almost spilled my water. But yeah, so I'm a 12 Bravo combat engineer in the National Guard. So I get to do a lot of cool stuff.
Whatever that means.
I basically get to blow stuff up. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that here, but I can blow stuff up. I get to detect mines and stuff.
Wow.
So
I could never.
It's really easy.
Yeah. Well, I have hearing issues. So
I do too now that I'm in the military.
You're gonna learn today.
But yeah, I originally came to UNI because I wanted to become an officer through the JRTC program. That didn't work out. I ended up hating it. So I changed my route from there. I'm a double major in kinesiology and anthropology. And then I didn't have any sports, so I felt kind of lost. So I tried kickboxing at the gym I worked at for a while, and it wasn't really my thing. So got in contact with some people, and I joined the rugby team here at UNI. Pretty awesome. Come support. Throwing a little promo there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've done a couple of Spartan races. Did a Spartan trifecta last year, maybe.
Wow.
So yeah.
What is a Spartan race?
A Spartan race is it's basically there's different like distances you can go, but there's certain obstacles within each distance. They're all over America. I know there's some around the world, like in Greece and whatnot. But yeah, it's just you can either compete and like get on that like national level, or you can do them for fun. Mm-hmm. I've only ever done them for fun, but yeah, I think I've done 5 or 6.
Is it like a mud run?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they ended up buying mud run.
Oh, okay.
But they kept it. They didn't want to change it because people liked it so much, so they bought it, but they kept everything the same. Okay. So, yeah.
Fun stuff. Sadie likes compact.
Compact? Are you calling me compact?
No, impact. Sadie likes impact sports that you can get like
contact.
Okay. Just so like I feel like I need to explain to them that this is so on brand for me.
Oh yeah,
like so on brand.
100%.
I make up. I have my own vocabulary. Like it's just a Sarah. I said this to Tyler yesterday. Vocabulary is subjective. It's like a culture thing. So I could make up my own vocabulary, just my own culture.
Yeah.
I'm just, living
Sarah
my own
slang.
life. Sarah slang. My mother would know too. Sometimes she thinks I'm crazy, but maybe I am. She likes contact sports. She likes to beat people up and be beaten occasionally. So that's why she's doing rugby. And
I really like it.
She did wrestling in high school, which was...
I only did my senior there though, because my parents wouldn't let me wrestle any boys.
Yeah, so
definitely wrestled boys. So sorry, mom and dad.
Yeah, especially during practice. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, it's sanctioned. They're not gonna be wrestling in practice anymore." All right, girls, come in here, do live.
I was the heaviest girl. Okay, the next heaviest was like 130 something, and I was like 160, 170. Yeah, that's a big weight difference.
Yeah, yeah, and like that was the opposite for me. I was tiny, and everybody else was like. I mean, I wrestled a few boys.
Yeah.
But
you
as far as
really
Hannah
the only
went,
girl.
I was the only girl at the time. But Hannah would come in and practice occasionally. So
her sister.
Really nice. My sister, who helped break the ice of female wrestling in high school for union wrestling. Because Caitlin Holschlag, we figured, did it in middle school. Hannah did it in high school. She was the first junior varsity wrestler. And then I was the first woman to get a letter in varsity wrestling at union. And then... shout out to Jillian Worthen. She is now a 3-time state champion at Union. She just finished her senior career, so super exciting. And that was basically all the men's wrestling. Yeah. Because Jillian was the only one that would have wrestled any sort of tennis.
Yeah, 100%. She's been wrestling for a really long time.
She's been wrestling since the womb. After that, I'd like to know what the best advice you've ever received.
All right. Hopefully they can't see my answers.
They can't.
Anyway, I used to always be like, you don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for kind of person. Like, I mean, it rings true, but recently I heard a quote and I really liked it. And it was, the bad days don't last, but neither do the good days. So enjoy every moment.
Wow.
I really like that one. I saw it a couple weeks ago and it's just really stuck with me. So... That's probably my number one quote, best advice right now.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
super good. Have you applied it? Have you seen yourself kind of shift your perspective into enjoying the little things and the days that are different maybe?
Yeah, especially since I am going on deployment in May. I've definitely started to enjoy little things more, being able to sleep in, like eat like good food or whatever, to just being able to hang out, learn stuff, whether that's in school or rugby or just life in general. So I mean, I feel like we always take stuff for granted until we realize we can't have that anymore. And
for sure. I just told Tyler this morning that one of the things I'm going to work on the next few weeks is appreciation and gratitude. Because I feel like I wake up each day and I'm like, oh, I have to do this. Oh my gosh, I have to go to school. Girl, you pay for it. Girl, you pay for school. You don't got to do anything.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that. So many people will not show up to classes, and I'm like, you're paying for these classes. I mean, maybe your parents are paying for it. Maybe I don't know who's paying for it, but someone's paying for it, and you're missing out on all of this.
Or taxpayers. I mean, scholarships. People who get full ride. Like, people from the state are paying for that. And, you know, we got to be thankful for the people who make the most money and pay the most taxes. But still, yeah. The next thing that we have is fail forward, a time that you failed and how you learned from it.
Well, I've definitely had a lot of failures in my life.
Ding dong.
Every single one of them I have learned something from. But brainstorming, these aren't really like failures, the first ones, but like trying out the JRTC program or kickboxing, they just weren't really my thing, and I tried it and I wasn't a fan of it. So I guess I learned like it's okay not to like stuff and not to do everything. Like, wow, that's one thing.
That's a huge lesson to learn. Being able to kind of pinpoint where you thrive and that's good for you and it feeds good things versus keep like watering things that aren't fulfilling you, and that just leads to like a terrible life.
Yeah, you run out of water eventually.
Yeah. You run out of water eventually. Wow.
Yeah. But and then another thing is like with the shoulder surgery or just my contact sports. A big thing I learned, especially like my senior year of high school, is just really listen to your body. When I tore my shoulder, I didn't necessarily listen to my body or my doctors that well.
Or her best friend, or her coaches, or her teachers.
Yeah, well, I'm a new person, so
that is good.
No, but just like listen to your body. Like if something doesn't feel right, listen to it. I mean, I still have problems with my shoulder today. It's fully healed, but I get migraines from them, especially like after a rugby practice or after a game when I tackle. I'll get a migraine from it just because there's the neurologist, I think that's the name. Neurologist described it as the kind of tear that I had causes muscle spasms, and, you know, migraines stem from the neck and everything, work their way around. And so when I do like something like contact, it triggers those muscle spasms and gives me migraines. So
fire.
Yeah.
That's so not fun. Is that it for fail forward?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the next thing that we have is the learning roulette. And remember, Sarah sucks, so she's recording on her phone, so she can't spin the wheel. But I picked a topic for you today because I want to know. Because I love talking about wrestling, if you guys know. I absolutely love talking about wrestling. So I want to know what your go-to move was in high school wrestling when you were a senior.
I mean, there was a couple that I liked. I went for single legs a lot. Yeah. Single legs were a big one, but the moves I liked were firemen's and cradles.
Okay. Yeah.
I really liked those. I didn't get to do much of those during matches, but I got to incorporate a lot of those during practice. But a lot of matches, even like looking back at videos, a lot of single leg action. I would get that leg and get them down.
And that'll protect your shoulder a little bit more rather than a fireman, which is actually putting someone on top of your entire shoulder. So.
Yeah, well, you live and you learn, I guess.
Yeah. Literally, you live and you learn. I think mine was probably, not that you asked, not that anybody asked.
What was your favorite wrestling move in high school?
By far, a cow catcher. I was supposed to like a what was it called? Just a high crotch, like a simple you get your you get your shoulder into their into their hip.
You kind of reach under there.
Yeah, and then you like go around the knee and you throw them off balance. But I was supposed to like that because that's what my coaches wanted me to do because it was a shot. But I didn't like to shoot. Yeah. I didn't take anyone down. You think I took someone down? No, I threw them. So a cow catcher is like locking them in between your arm and your shoulder, and then just like tossing them onto their back. And that's how I rolled. I mean, I choked a few people out with it. I also love the good old headlock too. Yeah. Hip toss, anything that throws. I'm a sucker for some Greco. I love Greco.
I love throwing.
I love watching it too. Like it's just so much more interactive, and I can like see it and I can really cheer.
Oh yeah, when someone has like this isn't really a throw, but like a solid mat return, and you can hear the slap on the mat, or you can hear like when you're wrestling them, like the air leave their body, like
satisfying.
It's such a good sound.
Hearing the air out of someone's body when they hit the mat leave is such a good sound. No, I totally agree though, and I think definitely just more effective. Like if I shot, there was always that chance. Yeah, there was always that like 50% chance that they could counteract my shot and then get me, and I would be in trouble. So I never took the risk. Yeah, and one of my biggest regrets today is like never taking the risk, because my dad would always bring it up. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you would never shoot. Oh my gosh, you'd never shoot," because my little sister wrestles now. And I'm like, yes, I get that, but I was so scared of not finishing that I just wouldn't do it at all. Yeah, which is a lesson that you can take anywhere.
Yeah, just send it.
Just send it. And that's why I love wrestling so much, because you could take that with anything. Like anything. Take the risk. High risk, high reward.
There's so many different things you can do in wrestling too.
Literally. Like there's so many different outcomes. Nothing's like linear. Wrestling is so up and down, and I think that's why I love it so much. Yeah, and the lessons you learn and the people you meet. Wrestling is just
100% my favorite sport when it came to learn. Like still my favorite sport to this day. I love rugby. I loved swimming in high school, but man, wrestling was just a whole nother breed. Like there's just so much to learn. And just being able to, like, people understand that, oh, like, this is your first year. Like, they're able to teach you because they were all in that spot as well.
And you learn so much from teaching.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you get someone who doesn't know something, you're like, oh, my gosh, this is how to do a high crotch effectively. Then you're like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. This is how you do it effectively. Like, I never knew that was what I was missing. And then you learn more. And, it's just... wrestling's amazing.
I love it. My very first practice, so I was still swimming when I started wrestling practice. And my very first practice, they were like, you have long arms, let's teach you a cradle. And I had no clue really what wrestling like was. Like I knew what it was about, I've watched it, but I'm like, I don't know what it takes. And it's crazy. It's my favorite sport by far. Like you make a lot of friends. Like that was my problem. I'd make friends with my opponent before I went out on the mat. Like we'd sit there and talk to each other, because a lot of the people I won against, it was their first year besides like two of them. And it's like, oh, hey, we're going to talk. And they're like, oh, we're wrestling now. Okay.
Yep. Especially like in the so during a lot of tournaments like AAU state or all those things, you would grow like a family in the back while you're like waiting to wrestle, or you're doing the grand march for those things, and all of a sudden you're sitting with all these people who are your weight class. But I'm such a friendly person. I'm like, hey guys, how long have you been here? Who's wrestling? How long you been wrestling? Like all this stuff. And then all of a sudden that starts feeding into what I know about them. And I'm like, they're a good person. I can't knock them in the face when I'm doing, when I'm crossing facing them. And I don't want to be mean.
Can't club them across the face.
No, but there are some people that have a switch. They can just be like, and they're mean.
I mean, as soon as they did something to me that I didn't like, I was like, okay, this is for realsy. Like we're not just playing around. I remember state, my last match, I looked like I got in a cat fight because I'm not even kidding. The girl kept coming up and headbutting me, and I had marks everywhere. I think there's a point at the match I like blacked out, and I was just like standing there because she hit me in the temple, and I had on my nose, my forehead, everywhere. That she pissed me off. I lost by 1 point, and I almost got that two for a takedown, but it ended.
It was 2. No, it's 3.
Yeah.
But my senior year, going on this wrestling tangent because I feel like it, not my senior year, but my sophomore year, the last year I wrestled was state, and it was the blood rounds to get to place, and I was against Raylan Shrulo. Raylan Shrulo, I love you, but holy cow, the same year I wrestled her, my very first match ever, and I won 17-0.
Holy moly!
This match, I think I lost by like 4. I think I lost by 2 takedowns.
Wow.
And she broke my nose.
Sarah breaks her nose a lot.
Well, no, usually it's like little, like a little cartilage or like something hits it,
Something would always happen to her nose in high school, whether
true.
It was like gym class or.
I did break my nose in gym class.
Yeah. Yep.
But Raylan Shrulo cross-faced me and knocked my nose out of place, and I had 2 black eyes and a bloody lip, and the ref was like, "I think you should stop," and I was like, "No." Yeah, I lost, but I lost, fighting hard.
Yeah.
And yeah. We're going to keep going. Because
we could talk about wrestling all day. We could be here
all day, every day. The next thing that we're going to do is 2 truths and a try. And Sadie's going to say two things that she's done before and 1 thing that she hasn't. Or that she wants to.
Yeah, so I definitely took this as stuff I want to try as well. So you probably will know the answer.
That's what Tyler said, bro.
Yeah, well, mine are really easy. I was really struggling to think of these.
Okay, go ahead.
So I've cliff jumped. Okay, I'll let that settle in. I've run a marathon. And I tried the world's hottest chip.
Okay, you have tried the world's hottest chip.
Which was awful, by the way. Don't recommend. It's not even like spicy. It just tastes like chemicals.
I think you have cliff jumped before, but I'm not confident on it. And a marathon, is that 26.2
miles.
0.2, not 0.1. Okay.
But a lot of Spartan races.
So you're saying you run in a hole or at one time? You run 26.1 miles at a time?
At a whole time. I'm
going to say that that's like your end goal is to run a marathon. So I think the marathon is a no. Am I right?
Yep, you are. So on deployment, they run a lot of marathons and do stuff like that. So while I'm gone, I would like to run a marathon.
Okay,
but
that's a good goal.
The longest I ran was 18.5 miles for a Spartan race, because the one of them for the trifecta is a half marathon, but they got rid of burpees and now have penalty loops. So I ended up running about 18 miles. With the penalty loops. So
we're gonna keep going. This is the last part.
Really? We'll need to go back and add stuff.
No, we'll probably just keep yapping over things.
Yeah. We like to yap. We haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
Like, we talk to each other over the phone, but we haven't
But I'm really bad at talking over the phone.
Yeah.
I'm the worst. I leave everybody. In fact, I just left my roommate. I just ended our 800-day streak because I forgot to Snapchat her back. But I hate Snapchat.
I pulled up to the house and I was like, is this the color of the house? And she didn't respond. She just came to the door and then responded that way.
I was responding as she rang the doorbell. So I knew she was at the right house. Plus, you know what my car looks like. Frank.
I know. I always remember it says lip.
Yeah.
And I was like, that matches Sarah.
Terrible at responding on a phone. And I will take that to the grave. But if you text me, I'll respond. Yeah. If you Snapchat me and you're looking for a response, boy, you dumb.
That's not a bad habit to have.
No, I don't even have notifications on Snapchat. So I have to have it up to see that someone Snapchatted me. And it's not in my mind. Because I feel like it was the same way with TikTok. If I had notifications, I was on it.
Never got it.
I deleted it 2 years ago.
Good for you.
2 years ago?
Probably 2 years I watch too many Instagram reels. That is my problem. I could have ran 30 marathons by now with all the time I've spent on Instagram reels.
Literally. I feel like that's the thing, because I got rid of TikTok and then I learned that your addictions are always going to turn somewhere else. If you're not doing one thing, you're doing another. Opportunity cost is a thing, and if you are taking away one thing, something else is going to fill its place.
Yep.
And I wish, I hope, I pray, I feel like a lot of this generation is going through this, that we are eager to get out of the social
media.
Yeah, it's almost like what'd you say? You were in like a social media trance.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every time I am bored, I just pick up my phone.
Doom scrolling.
And I don't even feel like I'm scrolling because I'm just on my phone.
Yeah.
And I don't think about the fact that I'm literally going like this because I'm happy and I laugh at a video and I send it to my friends. And then I'm like, good for the day. But
then like 3 hours pass and you're
you have
still
a headache, you're like sweating, your three assignments
neck's all crooked from laying in bed or something.
Yeah, and you're three assignments behind when you said that you would do your assignment, but you just want to take a quick break. I honestly wish that I could just throw my phone away.
Yeah. It's a hard thing because it's like something we're so reliant on nowadays. Like, we can't just get rid of it because it's like, what if there's an emergency? What about this? Blah, blah, blah. And granted, like, we can get rid of the apps and stuff, whatever. But it's like, that's how a lot of people get their information. Yeah. Like, I know rugby, that's where they post where the games are, where the schedule is. You can't really find that anywhere else except on the social media.
Exactly. What's difficult is that our source of entertainment is in the same place as our source of communication. So, like,
even Snapchat has one too.
Yeah, even Snapchat has Reels. Even YouTube has Reels. Even Instagram has Reels. Like, all of those things that are feeding into your quick dopamine releases are the same place that you're supposed to go to communicate with people.
Yeah.
So as soon as I'm like, oh, I need to check Snapchat to see if Sadie's here, all of a sudden I'm scrolling on 18 videos of the same thing that I'm receiving from other apps because they're getting all the information from each other. Because Meta is all connected, and if you're receiving one thing from Facebook, you're receiving it from...
The internet is listening to you.
Yeah. But what's also difficult is our source of communication and our source of entertainment is the same place as my source of work. Like, I work on social media and I work on my laptop and my phone because I do marketing. And yes, it's great, and the digital age is, blossoming, and it could be beautiful or it could be really bad. But I think it's like a slippery slope.
Yep.
Where you could have a good relationship with your phone and, shut it off when you need to shut it off, but I don't.
It's that self-control, like being able to just set it down and go do what you need to do. Like, I can do it great at work. I can do it like great in other places, but when I'm in my room and I have no one holding me accountable but myself, I'll be like, I'll start my homework at 6:30, and then I look at my phone at 6:31. It's like, I gotta wait till 7 now.
Because I'm an even number person. That's why I feel as though going places and being outside and seeing people and having relationships with people that will hold you accountable are healthy for people, and that's what's pulling us back, is that we're all such a convenient, quick, do it from home, get it done. I work from home.
Shop from home.
Guess what? This is where I work. This is where I scroll. This is where I read. This is where I eat. Everything happens in my beautiful bed. I love her. She's amazing. She's great. She comforts me, but it's all in the same place, so there's no boundaries. And I work great at my desk. Guess what? I never work at my desk. Because why would I?
I mean, as soon as I got a futon in my room, I think I've sat at my desk maybe twice this whole year, and that was to like eat food or something.
Because I'd rather be comfortable than on task.
Even though my posture is like a J.
And I can feel it. I can feel my body like physically saying,
crying for help,
doing that. Literally. And sometimes because I'm home, I don't want to get up and go to the gym because I have to come right back home. So if I'm already out and about, I'll be like, okay, I can go to the gym. And I love the gym. The gym is my happy place. The gym feeds me. The gym keeps me going. But at the same time, I don't want to go if I'm already here because I'm just coming right back here. So I'm like, why not just stay? Oh yeah, I'll do a workout in my room. No, you won't.
Or I'll make it up tomorrow. Or
no, you won't.
Yeah, you really won't. Just go do it.
Do it today.
You're going to feel better if you go do it.
Yeah. Set boundaries and do it today. If you have certain places of your home where this is where I watch TV and scroll, this is where I go to bed, this is where I work. Like, if you have different setups for each task, then once you get to that place, your mind will be fixated on that task. I do my homework at my desk. When I'm at my desk, that is what I do. I don't sleep, I don't scroll, I don't watch movies, nothing. But when I'm in my bed, that is where I rest and I sleep.
Yep.
And that's it. And I am it's crazy that I'm saying this out loud because I never realized that until right the second. Like, I would have never thought that that was the answer to all my problems until right now when I'm talking about it.
You're welcome. You know what I do when I want to work?
What?
I put my shoes on. It's like when I put my shoes on, it like gets my brain into like, oh, you got to do something. And so if I ever come back after class and I want to do homework, I don't take my shoes off.
I can't tell if you're insane or smart.
It's just like as soon as I take my shoes off, I'm like, oh, I can kick my feet up, relax, whatever. If I have my shoes on, it's like, well, I can't like lay down on my stuff. I can't get it dirty. Like can't crawl into bed. And it's just like it's like when you put your shoes on to go somewhere. Yeah. Your brain's like okay, let's go. Yeah. It's like the same thing. Like if I'm sitting there and I like get up to do something, it's just like keep the shoes on. Then you take them off when you're done.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It's probably a little insane and smart at the same time.
I feel like that's a good message. Like, just keep your shoes on. That would be a saying. Just keep your shoes on. I need to work, Sarah. Just keep your shoes on. It's like keeping your hat on. Like, keep it on. Just don't turn it off. Or put it on when you need it on. A teacher saying, turn your ears up. Turn your ears up, everybody. But yeah, that's actually beautiful and wonderful. Yeah. And I think if
you can have something like that where it's like, it's hard in like a dorm room, say like you want to, like some people get food, bring it back, whatever. But it's like, if you have like a center you can go to, like make that your work area and don't come back to your dorm room unless like you're ready to like relax, like calm down for the day, because I almost guarantee you saying you're going to work in your room isn't going to actually happen.
Healthy habits that like keep you on routine.
Yeah.
But also I hate routines because I just feel like I fall into the slump of like I'm zombied. Yeah. If I have a routine.
Yep, you're just going through the same old motions. You're not doing anything new.
But I like schedules. That's different. A schedule and a routine is very, very different. And I like schedules. But my boyfriend Tyler does not. He's always late.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate people that are late. I don't hate my family, but pretty much every single person in my family is late to everything.
I despise being late because I feel like when you walk in a room and you're late, everyone is looking at you like, oh, you're finally here. Yes, I am. So when you set the ones that you're always early, then when you're late, people are like, are you okay? Is everything going okay? Yeah. The answer is no. If I'm late, it's not.
But probably flat tire or something.
Literally. But like that's what I want people to think when I'm late. It's like, oh, something happened. Not, oh, you're late again.
Yeah. You're just late to be late. You're not reliable.
And I feel like it's in a way disrespectful because you're not respecting their time. Yeah. Time is value.
Unless you communicate with them like a professor or something, like, hey, I have to come across campus. I'm going to be a little late. Like, disrespect right there.
Yeah, literally. But I also, like, I think it's a mutual relationship. Like, when people are late for me, I'm like, you're just wasting my time. Thanks a lot.
Depends on how late, though. Like, if they're a couple minutes. But I'm a person that if I'm not someplace at least 20 minutes early, maybe 15.
Mine's 10. My rule is 10.
No, mine, like, sometimes I would come to school and I would be there like 30 minutes early and I'd just sit in my car and wait because
I was there an hour early because my mommy dropped me off.
Because your mom.
Because she worked at my school. My mommy's the teacher.
Well, mom was her teacher sometimes.
My mom was my teacher sometimes, and she's amazing and she's great and she gave me rides to school. But that means that I was there a lot.
Ms., if you're watching this, you're my favorite teacher.
Ms. is everybody's favorite teacher. I'm not going to lie.
She's just so awesome.
I know. And she's not everyone's favorite teacher until they graduate. And then they graduate, they're like, I wish I was in that class again.
You were my favorite teacher in and outside of class. Thank you very much.
Same. I love my mom. She's great. She's amazing.
Okay, but she's your mom.
I know, but that's different. Because she was a different person in the classroom than she was at home.
Yeah. She'd get mad at you for sleeping sometimes.
I was in wrestling.
Cutting weights crazy. Sticking a weight class you can handle.
I wouldn't know anything about that. So the last segment that we have, sad because this has been really fun, but is Give It a Go, which is where you challenge me to take on any sort of task or that smile just freaked me.
I like it. I like my task.
Yeah, so it's like a task or hobby or anything that is related to your field of expertise.
Sarah's gonna hate it, but I love it.
That's okay. That's okay. That's the whole point of it. So that I get to try something new and I'm not sitting in my bed all day.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we got?
All right. So this is kind of broad, but I want you to learn how to play rugby.
Okay. I'm
Because
learning.
I can't really go the military route because that would be illegal. So next best thing is rugby. I want you to learn how to throw and pass the ball properly and how to properly tackle.
Okay.
I'll teach you.
Okay.
I'll teach you.
This is good. This will
I
be
won't just let you go wherever, but
okay.
unless you want to get muddy, we may be inside.
Inside's good. Inside's good.
Yeah.
I was muddy
on the gym floors
last week. Really muddy. In
So-
fact, like knee deep in the water somewhere. Not a word. No, I was muddy, as you guys saw this week. So yeah, I'm really excited though. I like trying new things, and I feel like it'll be fun. And
I think you'll definitely get frustrated with trying to learn how to throw it because you have to like spiral it.
massive. I know how to
It's
throw
a pretty
football,
big.
though,
It's a
but
pretty
bigger
big
than
ball.
football.
Yeah,
I know how to
it's-
spiral football.
it's-
She
well,
thinks
it's
I'm
different
incompetent.
because you have to throw it behind you.
Huh?
So in rugby, okay, I'll just explain a little bit about rugby while we're here. In rugby, you cannot pass forward. You have to pass behind you.
So do you like pass behind you, or do you like pass behind you?
So
You know what?
Like
We'll learn
protect-
this next week.
yeah, but if if I was throwing to Sarah, I'd have the ball with both hands and I'd like spiral it toward her.
Oh, you'd push it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You push and guide. It's gonna take a while. Some people pick it up really fast.
Okay.
Others never pick it up.
I had an absolute blast today.
Same.
I am super excited for you guys to listen to this episode. And I just want to thank you guys so much for listening and remind you that our website is buzz.uni.edu/thelearningcurve. And our Instagram is The Learning Curve HQ. YouTube is The Learning Curve _HQ. And if you guys need anything else, you can check that out and watch me play rugby this week
Yeah.
on Instagram and YouTube. And I'm so thankful that you watched, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.